Right now, here's the opener. It's Travers Day. Good luck.
And they're off. Colony strikes Dad's Caps. Dad's Caps up for that early lead, and Powerworld comes away second on the inside. Sam Sparkle third, Tyree fourth. Colony Strike fifth on the outside. Bradister far outside runs in sixth. The Gray Cosetti is seventh, trying to find his way through on the rail. Social Saul is running back in eighth position, rightfully so, is second to last. In Descent, the last of all. And the leaders, Powerworld, rips through an opening quarter in 22 and 4/5 seconds. A three-length lead over Dad's Caps now. Sam Sparkle just outside of Cosetti. They're third and fourth. Bradister fifth. He's about 6 lengths from the lead. Tyree is now sixth toward the rail. And then a break of 5 back to Social Saul, rightfully so. In Descent, Colony Strikes dropped out to trail. Around the far turn. The half was 45 and 3/5 seconds, gaining on Powerworld. Dad's Caps just 3/4 of a length behind. Here's Sam Sparkle on the outside. Cosetti looms a threat, just in behind the lead. He'll try to come through on the rail. Bradister's in contention too. Farther back, Tyree. Powerworld still in front. Cosetti down on the fence. Dad's Caps, Bradister fighting on. Far outside, Sam Sparkle. It is still Powerworld trying to take him wire to wire in the opener here, and it's going to be Powerworld on the line. Bradister finishing second. Cosetti was third. Dad's Caps was fourth.
Powerworld gets the victory here to start off the day for Billy Mott. Edgar Prado with the winning ride at odds of about 8-1. Gets to the lead from the inside after Dad's Caps breaks alertly here. And then right about here, Christina starts to almost draw away. And if you had Powerworld, you start to feel a little comfortable right now, don't you?
You're definitely, and you're looking good from last time. You liked him last time. Don't they always jump back and then they run their race the following time? But, you know, 2 points. Not only did he run a great race, tactically run, he showed speed, but look at Bradester running at the end. And again, exactly the race we thought he was going to run. And next time, he's going to bust out.
1-7-3-5. Powerworld starts off the day with a powerful victory at odds of 8-1. Edgar Prado and Billy Mott teaming up for the win. We'll be back with prices from the opener. Don't go anywhere. Looks like we're just about ready for a start. The early pick 4 on Travers Day. Here's Tom Durkin.
And they're off. Tiz Chris comes out running. Celebrated Talent took a little bad step coming out of the gate, but quickly recovered and now gets the lead. But here comes Bellamy Chief on the rail. So up the back stretch. And Celebrated Talent narrowly. Bellamy Chief, big long shot coming through on the inside to poke ahead in front. Tiz Chris runs along in third. Charlie's Picnic is now fourth. 2 lengths back, That Melody, fifth on the outside, of Cost Effective, sixth on the rail. Then a break of 3, back to Order of Magnitude, down toward the inside. Moving through from in between horses goes Howie's Tiz. Scams on the far outside, now about 8 lengths from the lead. A break of another 4, back to Crawford the Crook. And the trailer is Dardanian. Zipping through an opening quarter in 22 and 4/5 seconds. Around the far turn now. And up top, big long shot. Bellamy Chief still in front. Celebrated Talent runs second, and then it's Tiz Chris. Scam is coming alive now and will be forced to go wide as they come into the top of the stretch. Charlie's Picnic down toward the rail. Cost Effective is in between horses. Then Howie's Tiz as they hit the top of the stretch. And Celebrated Talent strikes the lead. It's Celebrated Talent now in front. Cost Effective trying to find his way through in between horses. On the outside, Tiz Chris. They're coming down to the final 100 yards. Celebrated Talent, Tiz Chris, 1-2 as they come down to the line. Celebrated Talent. And Tiz Chris lengthening that stride late, but he just couldn't get to the winner. Celebrated Talent. Tiz Chris, huge strides at the end, just comes up short. Farther back, Scam and Cost Effective.
10-11-7-5. Celebrated Talent just holding on, but runs very well here to get the job done. Mike Smith aboard for Karen McLaughlin.
I think he definitely, his quality showed there, and he needed it to call on every ounce of reserve that he had left. And also Tiz Chris, I didn't like the post with him, was part of my problem coming back off a layoff, and he ran a really great race. But I think the winner, Celebrated Talent, we'll be hearing from him down the road.
6-5, the final price. 10-11-7-5. So 6-5 over 5-2 over 6-1 over 23-1. And Celebrated Talent takes the second here. A son of Bernardini out of a Tiz Now mare, Lawrence Tizzy, going out for Care McLaughlin. Mike Smith aboard for the winning ride. We'll have prices coming up from the start of the early pick four, where we had the 6-5 favorite get the job done. Starting gate is coming up. Don't go anywhere. Great job by the gate crew here. It looks like we're just about all set. Race number 3 from the Spa.
And they're off. Here's Bobby's Kitten trying to clear the field. Right to his inside is All Cash, and Bobby's Kitten and those two stride for stride racing into the clubhouse turn. And then it's Stroll to Victory over on the inside. Third, Zalman is racing in fourth. Proof of Concept is fifth down toward the inside. Alongside Lululemon now runs in sixth. And then it's Mr. Speaker, Javier Castellano, trying to get him more involved. Then a break of another 2.5 lengths back to Sartorius, followed at the inside by Sycamore Lane. And Be He Demon is the trailer. The pace is swift. 22-3 was the opening quarter mile. And Bobby's Kitten now opens up a 6-length lead. A very enterprising ride here by Jose Ortiz on Bobby's Kitten. They got a 6.5-length lead over All Cash running in second. Stroll to Victory is third. Zalman fourth in the clear on the outside. And then down toward the inside, it's Proof of Concept. Now followed closely by Lulu Demand. Down toward the rail, Mr. Speaker pinned down there about 9 from the lead. Rounding the far turn, All Cash now has caught up with Bobby's Kitten. Those two head-to-head coming to the top of the stretch. Stroll to Victory hitting his stride just outside the quarter pole. 4 lengths back to Proof of Concept running in fourth. On the far outside, that's Salmon running in fifth. Down toward the inside, Lulu Demand, they're coming into the final furlong, and Bobby's Kitten still has something left, indeed, kicks away from All Cash, but here comes Stroll to Victory. Bobby's Kitten still in front, and still with plenty of run left. Bobby's Kitten, a dazzling wire-to-wire win. Stroll to Victory is second, All Cash third.
9-2-5. Didn't get the fourth place finisher there, but 9-2-5 is how they crossed the wire. And Christina, early on, we were all thinking, and we were saying, what is Jose Ortiz doing here with Bobby's Kitten? But he knew he was on the best. The source proves to be the best.
That opening quarter was pretty quick, and not only did we didn't know that necessarily he was going to be up there, but also with that opening quarter, slowed it down a bit at a half, but plenty left. Obviously, very top quality colt.
Even money and a very impressive day. Well, it's actually the second lifetime start from Bobby's Kitten, who goes wire to wire, 22-3, 47-2, 112-3, and then still has enough to kick away and then hold on late in the lane. Bobby's Kitten, wow, that was a very, very impressive effort here from the favorite, who does get the job done. Jose Ortiz, the winning rider for Chad Brown, Ken and Sarah. Then we'll be ready for the upcoming fourth race, third leg of the early pick four. Let's go to Tom Durkin. Here's the call.
And they're off. Married to the Music, right out of there. Kata Pomeroy and Do I Amuse You comes up the inside. Farther back, one more cheap moves to fourth on the far outside. Dr. Fagawi now fifth down toward the rail. Kid Blast Between Horses races sixth. Meet the Mets is now seventh. Crafty Dreamer eighth, moving on the outside. The Gray Sweet Swag is now ninth. Then it's a break of another 4 back to Greeley's Law. And the last of them all is Stone Rocks around the far turn. First quarter up in a snappy 22 1/5 seconds. Do I Amuse You moving right along here. Married to the Music right there second. Kid Blast is mounting a challenge on the outside. Down toward the rail, Kata Pomeroy, Dr. Fagawe, Crafty Dreamer will be forced wide as they come into the stretch. Then Street Swag, the field turning for home now, top of the lane. Do I Amuse You and Married to the Music really going at each other with a furlong to go. Married to the Music on the outside. Do I Amuse You? An obstinate opponent here. Final 100 yards. Do I Amuse You? Married to the Music. Do I Amuse You? Wow. That's a game horse. Do I Amuse You? Won it by a neck. Married to the Music was second. Kata Pomeroy and Street Swag.
Wow. Do I Amuse You goes gate to wire. 3-11-5-4. This is something you love to see with a horse you have. And this 3-year-old gelding, Do I Amuse You, does not let anybody go by.
He was so gritty. He didn't want to land. He had obviously had the experience, but you had the same reaction as our man, our man Durkin, right?
Yeah, 3, 11, 5, 4, 13 to 1 here. So we get a good price now to throw into this pick 4 sequence. We've had 2 favorites so far now, a 13 to 1 shot. 3, 11, 5, 4 is how they cross the wire. Do I Amuse You gets the victory. Sean Bridgman, the winning rider for Bob Donato, owned by Two Tone Farms. Congratulations to the connections. Do I Amuse You digging down here and getting the job done along the inside. Speed so far on the main track, I think we could say he's been playing well so far. All 3 winners have been on the front end.
Yeah, they have been on the front end. So obviously looking, not only paying attention to the way the rest of the races go down during the day, but looking forward later on in the afternoon.
Let's get ready for a post-parade here at Monmouth Park. And this post-parade is going to be on tape delay as we are just about 3 minutes away from the start of the early pick 4 here. But there's one more look. We are going to stay here at Saratoga as race number 5 on the Travers Day card is at post time. Let's go to Tom Durkin for the call, the 5th from Saratoga.
And they're off. Sonny and Pally from the far outside. Archer Hill with that speed and breath away to his inside. They're joined by Hidden Vow. And on the far outside, Z Mater D into the clubhouse turn. Archer Hill will be the leader here, but narrowly. Right to his inside, breath away. Those two now on even terms running the clubhouse turn. Hidden Vow third, Zimater on the outside, 4th by 5. Why Not Whiskey runs along in 5th. Mike and Rob is now 6th, and a hard-held Roaring Conquest, 7th on the inside of Sonny and Pally, 8th. A little difficult to handle is Sun Lover, who's now 9th on the outside. Toy Cannon is 10th. 10th and at least a dozen lengths from the lead down the backstretch run. Breaking weather 4. Back to late running Nusha's Tail. So up the backstretch they go. And it is Archer Hill with steady pressure from breath away just to his inside. Zimater D and Hidden Vow 3rd and 4th after a half mile. In a strong 46 2/5 seconds. This pace is legitimate here. Breath away, Archer Hill head-to-head for the lead. Just in behind him, Z Mater D runs in 3rd. Hidden Vow at the fence and 4th. There goes Mike and Rob from 5th. Sonny and Pally is 6th. Sun Lover going to be spun about 5 wide from 7th. Why Not Whiskey is 8th on the rail. He's only about 4 lengths from the lead. Toy Cannon is in behind 9 horses at the top of the stretch, but still within striking range. They are 3/16 from the line. Breath Away comes with the lead. Why Not Whiskey bearing down on him from the outside. And Hidden Vow down on the rail is 3rd. Toy Cannon far outside. Final 16th. Breath Away drifting out. Why Not Whiskey seizing the lead. Why Not Whiskey in front as they come down to the line. He got it by a length. Breath Away is 2nd. Archer Hill was 3rd. Nusha's Tail 4th. Make that Hidden Vow finishing 3rd. Hidden Vow finishing 3rd. And Nusha's Tail.
Why Not Whiskey takes the 5th at Saratoga. Jose Lascano riding for Bruce Brown.
They are all set. Let's go to Tom Durkin for the 6th at Saratoga on Travers Day. Good luck.
And they're off. Over at the rail, it's Graham and Withers, and Sun Worshipper has some early speed too, but it's Graham and Withers to be the leader. Sun Worshipper runs along in 2nd. And then Birchwood Road takes up 3rd position. Polaris Dream comes through on the inside to be 4th, Post Pattern 5th. Elwha got bumped at the break, is now 6th, caught 3 wide. And then saving ground at the rail is Irish Jade running along in 7th. Conchabani is 8th. And Hudson Miracle has 1 horse beaten. That is a rank long shot here. Winneman, who turns into the backstretch, trailing the field. Up the backstretch they go. Graham and Withers steps out to lead here by 3. Sun Worshipper continues on in 2nd. Polaris Dream on hold, saving ground, while 3rd. Another 2 back to Birchwood Road. Just on his inside is Elwha. A length and a half back. And Hudson Miracles just on the outside of Post Pattern. Then Campa Giovanni in between those 2. Irish Jade a long way back to Winneman the trailer. Graham and Withers has taken the field through an opening half mile of 48 seconds flat. Sun Worshipper now to confront him as they round the far turn. There goes Birchwood Road revving up on the outside. Polaris Dream in behind the lead, down on the inside, runs along in 4th. Hudson Miracle is 3 lengths behind the leaders, and now he's forced to go to take the overland route on the far outside. Polaris Dream down toward the rail, and Post Pattern 1 furlong to go. Graham and Withers still there, and Graham and Withers kicks away, leads by 3. And then Birchwood Road on the far outside, Polaris Dream, Sun Worshipper, Post Pattern, Leroy, and Hudson Miracle. But it is Graham and Withers. Razor sharp today. A clear-cut and emphatic winner. Was close for a second between Sun Worshipper and Hudson Miracle.
Graham and Withers had a clear lead in mid-stretch when last seen at Saratoga. Got beat in the neck in that one. He goes wire to wire today.
At post time. Here we go. Optional starter allowance foes going a mile and a 16th over the firm Mellon turf course. Here's Tom Durkin with the call.
They're in the gate. And they're up. Wildcatter, Adirondack Dancer has some early speed. Here comes Stall Walkin' Dude bounding to the lead. Stall Walkin' Dude from the outside and Adirondack Dancer. Those two head-to-head into the clubhouse turn. Rivendell toward the inside, races along in third. Wildcatter is fourth. One Golden Road now fifth. Craving Carrot sixth. Rapid Burn is seventh. Wild Billum is eighth. Bluegrass Dancers back in ninth. Outside of More 100 Acre and the two trailers here, Posse Attack, who is second to last, is about 10 lengths from the lead, just is inside his Happy Fella as they turn into the backstretch run. So it is Stall Walkin' Dude in front. Rod Ortiz trying to slow down that speed here, and Adirondack Dancer is taken in hand as well. So the first quarter was up there in 22 and 4/5 seconds as they go midway down the backstretch. Joining the vanguard now is Wildcatter. They did indeed slow it down to that half mile in 48 seconds flat. 3 abreast into the far turn. Stall Walkin' Dude, Adirondack Dancer, and Wildcatter, they are across the course. And then it's One Golden Road revving up on the outside. Wild Billum's in between horses. Rivendell down toward the inside. Sixth, 4 lengths from the lead. More 100 Acre in between horses. Rapid Burn on the outside. Down toward the rail, Happy Fella buried down on the inside. And then Blue Grass Springs. And the trailer is Posse Attack at the top of the stretch. There's 1 furlong to go. Adirondack Dancer is full of run here. Adirondack Dancer in front coming to the final 16th. And Wild Billum is coming hard at the far outside. Coming down to the finish. Adirondack Dancer. Wild Billum with a wild finish. Here's the wire. Adirondack Dancer ahead. Wild Billum was second. Wildcatter was third, close for fourth.
5-1, 5-1-6 and a photo. Adirondack Dancer does get the victory. Break time. We'll be back with prices for Monmouth and the 5th at Woodbine. We're just about ready for a start. It's the start of the Travers Day, pick 6. Good luck, everybody.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Comes the Dream away first in mid-pack. Down toward the inside, Rapscallion. At the inside, it's Prado Cat. Frack Daddy is up close to the early pace here as they move under the line the first time. Rapscallion, the leader. Frack Daddy second as they move for the turn. Indy C is 3 wide. Comes the Dream 4 wide. 5 wide out there is North Star Boy. Hugging the hedge is Prado Cat. Around the first turn, Rapscallion steps out by 2. Frack Daddy runs in second. North Star Boy now 3 wide while running along in third. Prado Cat taken in hand to race in fourth. Then Joking caught 4 wide round the first turn, moves up to be 5th. Comes the Dream is 6th, and NDC is 7th, but only 3 lengths from the lead. And it's a break of another 2.5 lengths back to Catatonic and pick of the litter, and the last of them all is Red Wings. So up the back stretch they go. The half was up in 48 and 1/5 seconds. Half mile from the line. Rapscallion, Frack Daddy still 1-2 as they move for the far turn. At the inside, Prado Cat hugs the hedge while running along in third. North Star Boy is 4th. Indy C in between horses. He's still only about 3 lengths from the lead. Joking's had a wide journey. In between horses comes the Dream well within striking range. And it's another 2 back to Catatonic, pick of the litter, and Red Wings. A tight pack arrives at the quarter pole. At the top of the stretch, Rapscallion Rapscallion is still the leader. Frack Daddy still running at him. North Star Boy on the outside. Prado Cat trying to get through at the rail. Very tight for him. Frack Daddy Rapscallion. Frack Daddy Rapscallion down to the line. Frack Daddy short lead. Rapscallion gives way late in the game. Prado Cat comes on third at the wire. It's Frack Daddy. Rapscallion was second, followed by Prado Cat third. Close for fourth. Pick of the litter or North Star Boy.
3, 2, 1, 10. Frack Daddy takes the 8th in his turf debut. So Scat Daddy and Sweet Lulu moving in as we see the 9 Wildcat Lily, who set that pace, part of a speed duel and got beat by Lighthouse Bay. It's the start of the $1 million guaranteed pick 4, all stakes pick 4. We're an hour and 40 minutes away from the Travers. Here's the grade 1 test. Sweet Lulu is your favorite.
And the rough. Wildcat Lily on the far outside. Sweet Lulu. Baby J's got some speed from the rail. Up the backstretch they go, and it is Sweet Lulu and Baby J, and they go head-to-head in the opening 100 yards here. Wildcat Lily's not far behind. One running long in third. Mom's favorite fourth on the outside of So Many Ways, now fifth. Lighthouse Bay is sixth. My Happy Face is seventh, 9 lengths from a fierce battle up front, and Irish Loot trails the field. The opening quarter, 22 1/5 seconds. A wicked duel has developed here between the fleet-footed Californian Sweet Lou on the outside and Baby J down toward the rail. Wildcat Lily just outside them, hovering in third. Then it's a break of another 3.5 lengths back to So Many Ways, now fourth. Lighthouse Bay, My Happy Face is launching a bid. After a half mile, there was a scorching 44 4/5 seconds. They're moving toward the top of the stretch. Sweet Lulu and Wildcat Lily, 1-2 at the quarter pole. Baby J down toward the inside. My Happy Face is spun 7 wide into the stretch. At the top of the stretch, Sweet Lulu and Wildcat Lily head-to-head for the lead. Lighthouse Bay and So Many Ways. On the far outside, My Happy Face in the final furlong. It's Lily and Lulu down the stretch in the test. Wildcat Lily on the outside, Sweet Lulu down toward the rail. My Happy Face getting on track late. It's going to be 3-horse photo finish. A photo that goes to Sweet Lulu. Sweet Lulu and Wildcat Lily fighting it out through the stretch. My Happy Face third in a thrilling renewal of the test.
Sweet Lulu overcomes shipping across the country, trying dirt for the first time and tackling Greatest Stakes Company for the first time. She is now a Grade 1 winner.
Field as they load into line here, and in fact, we are getting close to a start. Just 2 more left to move in. Hard Not to Like and M-Bar to the outside. Your favorite is Hungry Island, a runner-up in last year's edition. She'll look to improve and get the win this year. Javier Castellano is aboard for Shug McGahee. It's the 25th running of the Grade 2 Ballston Spa. You're watching it live on TVG.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Pianist and Laughing going for the early lead. Laughing goes on with it. And then Pianist, Hard Not to Like, is to be joining the early leaders from the outside. Center quarters away, fourth, followed by Somali Lemonade. The 3 at the back of the pack are M-Bar, Hungry Island, and Ms. Ida. The leader will be Laughing into the first turn, but Pianist is right there with her. And so too Hard Not to Like, who's on the far outside. Center court went wide on the turn. That took Somali Lemonade even farther out. Somali Lemonade is now fifth. Ms. Ida sixth toward the inside, followed by Hungry Island and M-Bar at the back of the pack. So it's Laughing on top. Jose Lascano trying to ration out some of that speed here. And Pianist is right there to keep her company down the backstretch run. And then Hard Not to Like gets a good spot, drafting in behind the leaders while running along in third. Center court on hold, fourth toward the inside, 4.5 from the lead. Somali Lemonade is right alongside her. Following Somali Lemonade is Hungry Island on the outside. Down toward the rail is Miss Ida. M-Bar trails the field behind an ordinary half mile of 48 2/5 seconds. Laughing the leader now by a length. Pianist comes back for more on the outside. Laughing and Pianist head-to-head for the lead. Hard Not to Like right there and behind them. Hard Like Tonight now, making a 3-wide move as they come to the top of the stretch. And Somali Lemonade is in full flight too. And Hungry Island's just in behind the lead. And center court down toward the inside. Coming into the final furlong. Laughing and Pianist. Pianist and Laughing, nothing between those two for the final 1/8 of a mile. Hard Not to Like, well behind in third. They're coming down to the finish. Laughing and Pianist nip and tuck as they come to the wire. And Laughing's got the lead. And Laughing has got the Ballston Spa. Narrow lead defeating Pianist. And it was close third there between Hard Not to Like and Hungry Island.
Laughing makes it 3 in a row. She takes the Grade 2 Ballston Spa in wire-to-wire fashion. Fourth consecutive graded stakes win. He's your 5-2 favorite. But yet again, the track today, speed has been playing very well, so we'll see how that is going to affect this colt's late closing kick. A 3-year-old son of Tail of the Cat. Moving into line, waiting for No Distinction, and we are ready for a start. It's the Grade 1 King's Bishop. Here's Tom Durkin.
Let him shine, Miraculoso. Mentor Kane has some early speed. And down from the inside, Salutos Amigos. The field moves up the backstretch here. And let him shine. Out for the lead. No Distinction up second on the outside. Integrity's in between horses down toward the rail. Mentor Kane now second. No Distinction runs in third. Integrity is now fourth. Majestic Hussars Fish. Lanoelia is sixth. And then Salutos Amigos seventh on the inside, 3 lengths back. And Bad Hombre is now racing eighth. Miraculoso ninth on the outside of Central Banker running along in 10th. And then farther back, Capo Bastone is 11th. Overanalyze is now 12th. 40 Tails will have to pass 12 horses here. He has 1 horse beaten a long way back to Declan's Warrior, who's absolutely lethargic. 22-1 was the opening quarter mile. As the field rounds the far turn and heads to the top of the stretch, they got a half in an eye-popping 44 3/5 seconds, and Mentor Kane rolls into the stretch with the lead. No Distinction is now second on the outside, and right there he bumped with Majestic Hussar. Mentor Kane arrives at the 8th pole, and he's 3 lengths clear. Majestic Hussar second on the inside. Here comes Capo Bastone with a bold late rally, and then farther back, Central Banker. Can Capo Bastone do it here? Yes, he did. A 28-1 shocker in the King's Bishop. Mentor Kane was second. 40 Tails finishes on a photo at the end with Central Banker for the third money. The time was 1:22-1.
Capo Bastone from off the pace, pulling off a huge upset here in the Grade 1 King's
Coming out
Bishop.
for the Travers moments ago at Saratoga, starting with the 1, Romanche.
Romanche for Godolphin Racing. Tom Albertrani finished second in the Curlin last time out. Probably needed that race. 33-1 here, a long shot.
The 2 is going to be Orb, your Kentucky Derby winner, your Florida Derby winner for Shug McGahee. Been working pretty well for this. Comes in with a bullet work, 47-3. The rider, Joel Rosario, obviously hurt, will not be aboard, and the pickup mount will go to Jose Lescano. Lescano, never been aboard Orb. I don't think it's a concern. I think fits the horse well, 5-2.
3 is Verrazano. As we said, 1 start from being undefeated. And that trip was too bad to be true in the Kentucky Derby. Side by More Than Ready, who stands at Coolmore, Ashford in Lexington, Kentucky. It's 8-5 right now.
Golden Soul, the 4. I think you just draw a line through the Haskell. There was no pace on there. Probably needed that. And this horse probably will make up some ground late if there is some pace early.
Will Take Charge. D. Wayne Lucas goes to a new rider, Louis Saez. He said earlier this week, the basketball coach came out of me. I said, look who's playing well, and I'm going to put them in the game. He did that with Louis Saez.
Moreno, the 6, Eric Guillot, Jose Ortiz for Southern Equine. Was really game in the Jim Dandy. Hung in. There was erratic in the stretch. Ran a good third to Palace Malice, and Will Take Charge.
7 is War Dancer for Kenny McPeak, a nice head winner in the Virginia Derby. It was at today's distance difference. It was on the turf course. Today we're on the main track. Here's your Belmont winner, Paulie.
Yeah, Palace Malice. Maybe the Now horse, the Belmont, the Jim Dandy, really going great guns. Mike Smith has really gotten along with his 3-year-old colt by Curlin. To me, the 1 to beat. And then the 9, Transparent. Impressive last time, even though he got disqualified.
That is your post parade moments ago, and now a live look at the field warming up for the Travers. One of the best races each and every year you'll see anywhere in America, and you're watching it live on TVG. It is the Grade 1 Travers. Let's go out to Tom Durkin for the last of the load, and then the call. Again, your favorite, the 3, Verrazano. Post position 3, Verrazano will be your favorite.
In the Travers, it was a good start for Romanche down toward the inside. Moreno's coming up from mid-pack now and up and after the lead. Verrazano forwardly placed, and Johnny Velasquez immediately guides him out of harm's way to the outside. Under the line the first time. And the front runner here is a long shot. It is Moreno out there by a length. Romance down on the inside, runs along in second. Verrazano just off the lead on the outside, running along in third. Orb is fourth, and in between horses, Will Take Charge is fifth under a very easy pace in the early going here. And then it's Golden Stole. He's only about 7 lengths from the lead, followed by Transparent. Palace Malice has only one horse beaten, and that is War Dancer. The opening quarter mile was 24 2/5 seconds. So Moreno out there on a 2.5 length lead. 30-1, and the leader down the backstretch. Verrazano continues on the outside of Romance. Up the backstretch after a 48-4 opening half mile. The pace is slow to develop. Will Take Charge, and Orb, the Derby winner. Orb is now about 5.5 lengths from the lead. And then it's Golden Soul toward the inside, running along in sixth. Palace Malice, the Belmont winners, near the back of the pack today. And just in between horses there goes Transparent, and another 3 to War Dancer into the far turn. Moreno still there with a half mile to go. 3/4 up in 13-2. Verrazano on the outside. Orb will try to make his run through down toward the rail. Romance is in between horses now with less than 3 furlongs to go. Will Take Charge is only 3.5 lengths from the lead. Palace Malice is starting to get in the way as the field comes to the quarter pole. Moreno and Orb is trying to come through on his inside. The field turns for home. Moreno wide off the turn, but he's still in front. Orb is charging at him now, and at the top of the stretch, it is Orb down toward the rail. Moreno finding out on the outside. Romance is third. Will Take Charge is fourth. Moreno and Orb head-to-head. Palace Malice coming on the scene late, and then it's Will Take Charge. Moreno and Orb as they come down to the finish. Will Take Charge with a late surge. Will Take Charge is surging, and it's a photo finish. It's too close to call. Will Take Charge with a dramatic lunge at the end. And did he nail the long shot front runner Moreno? It was very close, and close for third as well, between Palace Malice and Orb. A thriller in the Travers.
What a finish here in the Travers. It does not come down to the big three, although Orb had a great shot here with a rail trip. How about Moreno hanging around at 31-1? Here comes Will Take Charge at 9-1.
Very tight here, Simon Bray. It's either the 6 Moreno or the 5. Speed's been good all day. Let's look at this last lunge by Luis Saez and Lukey here. Let's look at the wire on the last bob. And it looks like, ooh,
2-1 on
Lucas.
Smiling Bob. He is your current favorite. We'll wait for that final flash of odds, though. Right now, here's the 13th from Saratoga. Good luck.
And they're off. Holy Endeavor and Slamorama, Impatient Investor right there with them. Troublemaker comes up on the inside. Smiling Bob is now running along in fifth. Upward Back Racing in sixth. Cap'n Raven seventh. Chicks Palace eighth on the outside of Anton Suave ninth. 4 lengths back to the trailer. Out of your mind. Into the far turn. Troublemaker dueling here with Slamorama. Those two knocking heads into the far turn together. Holy Endeavor now third on the outside. Smiling Bob fourth toward the rail. Upward trying to come off the inside. Back there in fifth position. Followed by Impatient Investor. Anton Suave comes up and opening down toward the rail as they come to the top of the stretch. Slamorama, Troublemaker, head-to-head as they turn for home. Smiling Bob to the attack on the outside. Upwards and behind horses. Down on the inside, Anton Suave, Holy Endeavor, fifth a furlong to go here. And Slamorama's come away with the lead. On the outside, Smiling Bob, and he's sprinting late. They're coming down to the finish. Smiling Bob, Slamorama, Smiling Bob. Next, Slamorama second. Upward third, Impatient Investor fourth.
5, 7, 6, 10. Smiling Bob does win. And we have to wait to see those final odds to see if the 5 Smiling Bob did go off your favorite. Smiling Bob does run down Slamorama, who was on the front end here in deep stretch. Smiling Bob does get up, and he does look like he goes off your 2-1 post-time favorite here. Reminder, we had a late scratch of the 3 Risk Management, who was one of 2 horses that would have paid out. You do get the post-time favorite, and the post-time favorite is indeed the winner. Smiling Bob, Rajiv Mirage for Terry Pompey, who also co-owns this 3-year-old son of Discreet Cat. Smiling Bob takes the 13th at the Spa as your 2-1 favorite.
Faded to finish 7th, beaten 5.5 lengths in that last start. For the last time today, let's go to Tom Durkin for the call at Saratoga.
It's out of there. Down toward the inside. Amazing Abby is in between horses resolutely. And from the far outside, here's Raven Rise, so under the line for the first time here. Life's a Stage to take the lead. Amazing Abby, very eager, down on the inside. Discreet Melina comes on through between horses, now angles over to the inside. And hanging in there toward the rail is Resolutely, and on the far outside, Raven Rise, who now moves to fourth. Resolutely races in fifth. Family of Roses very eagerly moving to sixth. You So Smart seventh and 4 wide. And Left Uppercut now back running along in eighth. And then it's Chow Fun, ninth on the outside of Sophie's Turn, 10th as well, and Quiet Kiss at the back of the pack. They are led by Amazing Abby down the backstretch run. Life's a Stage right in behind, tucked away at the inside. Raven Rises third. Family of Roses, the gray, is now fourth. You So Smart, followed by Discreet Marlena down toward the inside. Those two split by Left Uppercut. There is an opportunity at the rail for Resolutely, who sent on through an opening there, and Resolutely is hustled on through, moves up several spots around the far turn. Still chasing Amazing Abby, who is given more rein and lets it out a notch now to lead by almost 2 lengths. And then it's Life's a Stage still running in second. Family of Roses, full out drive, is third. Chow Fun on the move, but fanned wide as they come into the stretch. Down toward the inside, Sophie's Turn. They're coming into the final furlong now, and Sophie's Turn comes dramatically through on the rail. Chow Fun on the outside. Those two inhale the front runners, and Sophie's Turn has the lead. Chow Fun on the outside, followed by Resolutely as they come down to the line, then Quiet Kiss, and it will be Sophie's Turn. Jose Lascano with a hedge clipping ride there to win it. Followed by Chow Fun under the line second, and a 3-way photo for third. Quiet Kiss, Resolutely, and as well.